perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, long weekend.
Yeah.
Feel good. Feel good.
Oh, good. I'm refreshed.
I feel like a Slurpee.
A Slurpee?
Just cool and refreshing. I'm not a Slurpee fan. That's the 7-Eleven version. Theirs is called Slurpee, right? But is it like an icy? Is it akin to an icy or more akin to a slush?
Slush.
Is it? I've never had a Slurpee. I don't know. I love an icy. Coke icy is like the greatest thing ever. Never had a Slurpee. I don't know what's a slush?
A slush is more really finely chipped up ice. It's like shaved ice with the flavors in it, in between an icy and a snow cone.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's more of a slush.
The icy, would you say, is very fine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I like.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. And they have machines at the QT, the Quick Trip. Have you ever seen them? All those different flavors of those frozen drinks on the wall. And they sometimes have an orange creamsicle version of that. What? But if you go most of the time, if the light is on and it says it's not ready yet, it's going to be on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's the one I want.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to get, when we'd go to Dairy Queen in the summer, he'd get a Mr. Misty. I don't even know if they still have those, but the way you're describing a slush, that's what I think that's what a Mr. Misty was like.
And Sonic used to have slush puppies, is what they called them.
Yes.
Slush puppies, I remember that too.
Yeah. But, my wife won't drink any frozen daiquiri or anything like that. If she goes in, she goes, anything that comes out of those dryers on the wall is not good. If a drink comes out of one of those things, it looks like a dryer.
Yeah.
Now, is it the taste she doesn't like, or she's saying because it could be sketchy? Like,
she just doesn't like, she would rather it be mixed, individually than to be in that machine churning all the time.
I gotcha.
I'm telling you, they're not good. You're not going to get a good one out of there.
Well, she might have a point, but that's all I know.
But she likes ices and stuff. She's just talking about the alcohol drinks.
Okay.
Like a daiquiri place or something.
Yeah. You're not going to get a good ratio.
Mm.
I get that.
And I don't know if they're really putting top shelf liquor in those things either.
They're not.
They're putting like bottom shelf, underground. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
No one is going to know this is Everclear. This is some grain alcohol in here.
Right. Well, we haven't been on since Thursday. We had the long holiday weekend. So today's, in case you missed it, replay comes from Thursday's show, which was the final 1-star fireworks review from the Riggins. It's coming up next.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. Watch the TJ and Riggins Show with new Carolina-specific content, deals, and more. Available to check out every weekday. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
So you've heard me talk about Mandu Charlotte, and now it's your time to go for absolutely free. Mandu Charlotte is an electromuscle stimulation workout. It's only 15 minutes, and it feels like you've been in the gym for hours. You're toner, leaner, stronger. You feel better in your clothes. You look better in your clothes. What's not to love? So check out Mandu Charlotte at tjriggins.com/fitness and get your first session free. Mandu Charlotte.
The TJ and Riggins Show stream is sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers in Statesville, North Carolina. They're family owned and operated, and they speak diamond. Find something beautiful at tjriggins.com/diamond.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
Listen everywhere.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
There's this summer camp that sounds awesome. We host unforgettable, all-inclusive weekends at the best camps across the country, where people can let loose, try new things, and reconnect with what makes life fun. Non-stop activities, great food, and even better people. Camp No Counselors is your escape from the everyday and a chance to make memories that actually matter. Okay. It's called Camp No Counselors. Now, what makes this camp interesting is that it is, TJ, would you like to guess?
I'm guessing it's for adults.
Ding, ding, ding. It is a camp for adults. All-inclusive weekends. Think Camp Olympics, beers by the campfire, themed parties, and hanging out with brand new friends. Whether you're coming solo with your crew or as part of a special celebration, you'll find connection, nostalgia, and pure joy waiting for you.
Nostalgia, the magic word.
It is
for millennials.
The magic word. These adult camps are popping up. This one specifically is available in Texas, California, and upstate New York. So they're expanding. One of the hottest trends, I think we talked about it last year, the introduction of these adult camps, but in 2025, they've just exploded.
I know. It's great.
And do they stay in tents and cabins, or is this like a Ritz-Carlton thing? Because if so, I would go to that.
Tents and cabins, baby, the real camping experience, but elevated dining options and beers by the campfire.
Yeah.
What's an elevated dining option in a tent?
Well, I'm sure they have, they got the mess hall set up and everything. Yeah.
The food looks
Sounds
pretty
miserable.
Yeah. Can you imagine how completely nerdy that would be?
They look like they're having a ball, TJ.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
They're having a ball. The one weekend, $1,000 in some of these places, $975. It depends on where you go. But
For 3 days? For 2 days?
Yeah.
But I don't blame the people who put these things together, the business people here who are taking advantage of these adults who want to act like children. Because that's why all the toys now are marketed toward adults and not kids, because they're like these disturbed people are going to spend a lot of money on trying to hang on to their childhood instead of growing up. So we might as well get the money we can out of them.
I don't like
Could
the
you
way
imagine getting a babysitter for your kids to go to an adult camp for the weekend?
Yeah, but
it just doesn't make sense.
I'm guessing these people don't have kids, most of them, because they're too immature to be settled in and having a family.
You think?
Yeah.
Or parents that just want to get away from the weekend, leave the kids with the babysitter. You don't think that's a thing?
I would assume that it's more people who don't have kids or who aren't even married. They're just, and they could be going to hook up or whatever.
Oh dear.
But
that could be.
I mean, at least when adults used to act immature and they wouldn't act their age or whatever, they were doing something cool like keg stands or something like that. They'd say, "Grow up, you're not a frat guy anymore." They didn't go all the way back to being adolescents.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just camping. It's camping outside. It's not for.
He got a convertible and he's running around in Jordans. He's 55 years old. Grow up. Not this. It's like you got a trapper keeper. Grow up.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Get the latest extra funny episode at tjriggins.com, all major podcast platforms, and on YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
In 3, 2, 1.
This is TJ and Riggins.
The perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
There's a new trend in baby showers. The other day we had the whole thing about the new trend is men giving their friends baby showers. We talked about that, or was that on my other show?
I think that was on your other show.
Yeah, they're trying to make it normal for guys to throw a baby shower for their buddies.
Okay.
Oh no!
Right, and that's stupid enough. But this one is because of so many people who get anxious or uncomfortable while people are watching them open gifts. They're having display baby showers where you come with the gift and it's not wrapped, they display them on a big table. So then the mom to be walks around and looks and it sees who it's from and all that. And so she doesn't have to deal with the pressure of opening gifts in front of people.
Like it's so traumatic.
Yeah, it's like I just can't. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it.
Oh my!
It's stressful opening gifts. I didn't even know that.
With all of those eyes, people staring at you, and they're expecting a response, and you may not give them the right response when you open it. It's just too much. It's too much.
Oh my gosh.
I have never loved opening gifts in front of people. Not the anxiety part. I just don't like.
Yeah,
all
people
the
staring
attention.
at
But,
you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you just take them home. You don't open them you just take them home and write them a thank you card later.
Yeah.
So they do that. I know they do that with birthday parties now. Kids' birthday parties, they'll skip the whole opening the gifts part. Because if you rent out a place for a party or something, that's going to take up at least an hour of it, opening the gifts. So you rented the place for 2 hours for the kids to be able to run and play and do the games and stuff like that. Yeah. But a baby shower, they don't open them. I thought that was part of the fun. You sit around, and then some other like one of the bridesmaids or best friend or whatever sits on the floor beside them while they're on the couch with a notebook or with a pad or iPad or whatever, taking notes. Who said what? I mean, who brought what?
You know what I'm gonna say has changed with all that. The
What?
co-ed baby showers.
Yeah, they're all like that now. They're all co-ed?
Pretty much.
That's
it's
stupid.
just the thing.
Yeah, well, that's a crying shame.
It really is.
Because there used to be like one baby shower when those co-ed baby showers started. There'd be one that you know the guys come to with the women, and it's more like a cookout or something like that, and then they have gifts. But then there were other showers for the woman that the men weren't. They were regular showers, so it's just like that one. They may have had 3 different baby showers.
Yeah.
But now it's just a baby shower, and all the men are expected to be there, and all of that.
Yep.
God, it's so sickening.
Yeah, that sucks.
Ugh.
The world. We're not free anymore.
Listen to her. We ain't free no more.
We ain't free no more.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I had a co-ed baby shower. What am I talking about?
yeah. So you went right along with it. I was about to say the men need to stand up and say, no, this is not for men. Women, go enjoy your thing. Any other time you're looking to get away from us and be together as much as you possibly can. Why now all of a sudden are you thinking that we're equal and you want to hang out with us? That's why.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. It's now easier than ever at the homepage. TJRiggins.com. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
People ask me all the time, what do you love about R. Gregory Jewelers? Well, I'm going to tell you, R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville is a family-run company. So they find you the best deals at the best prices with the friendliest service. You're not in an awkward situation where someone's like a pushy sales associate. They don't do any of that. And they really want to help you find the diamond or the jewelry or the watch of your dreams. So check out R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville today. R. Gregory Jewelers, we speak diamond.
The TJ and Riggins Show stream is sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers in Statesville, North Carolina. They're family owned and operated, and they speak diamond. Find something beautiful at tjriggins.com/diamond.
The perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
And where is Lindsay today? I think that's a game we're going to have to just start playing, and not saying ahead of time at all where she's going or that she's leaving again to go off somewhere else. But she is in Wisconsin this morning.
That's how they say it too. It's jarring.
Wisconsin. It's where her husband's family is all from, up in there, Chicago, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. All of the sounds on the. Yeah. Hey, did you happen to see
Yeah.
what
the
went
long
on
A's.
TV? Yeah. So when did y'all get there?
We got here yesterday, and it's an hour behind.
Mm-hmm.
Which I never
Central Time.
Central Time. I never think about it when I'm traveling because I always plan on doing the show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we get here and Kyle's like, no, you got to wake up, before 4 to do the show. And I'm like, I'm sorry, 4 what? 8?
Yeah, and Central Time is the best time zone in which to live. I grew up in the Central Time zone, and I've lived in the West Coast time zone. I've lived in the Eastern time zone, and I've lived in the Central. And the Central is by far the best.
And why is that? What do you mean?
Well, because primetime TV starts at 7. Now, for one thing, for another, well, I don't know if there's another.
Well, maybe one would be that it didn't get dark.
Yeah.
It's the kids were playing till like 9 o'clock, and I looked down. I was like, "Oh my gosh, they gotta go to bed."
Yeah. So I
much
think
to do.
every time zone should be the Central Time zone. You just move the sun around. That's all you got to do.
Well, sure.
No big deal. No big deal. What is that behind you? What is that big picture? Is that Johnny Cash? Do I see a young Johnny Cash in that frame behind you?
I think you do. One says Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis.
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Who's the one right? Go back one more. Right there. Who's that?
I don't know. It doesn't say. Oh, something Bailey?
Oh.
Hang on. He signed his name.
Yeah, it's always hard to read autographs. That's who I
Yes.
thought was Johnny Cash just from the picture of him. Looked kind of like him.
Jerry?
Jerry, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay. That's cool.
You just said
I
that.
don't.
So what
don't know.
room are you in?
I'm in. Well, I'm propped up on a card, like a poker table,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a game room.
Is it in the basement?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's
But
cool.
my family's all in the basement.
Oh,
They're just on the other side. So
okay. So is this your husband's aunt and uncle? This is their house?
yes, his dad's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the whole bunch is going to be there, right?
Is already it's
Yeah, they're
already here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were the last ones to arrive. Yeah.
This is like a family gathering? I thought it was like a business trip or something for him.
Oh no. That's next week is Minnesota business.
Oh my God.
Even better. He's so depressed about it.
Yikes.
We came to visit his aunt. His aunt and uncle, but yeah,
Okay.
his aunt had been having some problems, so we
Yeah.
all made a trip.
Right. Problem was that she needed everybody to come to her house.
Yeah.
And problem solved. The whole family's there.
Yeah.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
When you subscribe to the show, you get all of our shows right when you open up your podcast apps, YouTube app, or social media. Learn more at tjriggins.com/subscribe.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show with TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D, Rob.
Sets the tone for my day.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
All right. Lindsay was just telling us more about her location. And you said it's 30 miles to the nearest store where you are at your husband's family's in Wisconsin?
That is correct.
30 miles.
We got to the airport in like a big city. We rented a car and drove like an hour and 45, maybe an hour and a half to their house on the lake. It's like on a lake somewhere, but it is in the middle of nowhere.
Wow. So 30 minutes. And you said that you've done something that you've kicked your meat stick addiction.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. You're going to die. So the day before we left, I go to this like healthy grocery store that's kind of near my house. And I'm like, I'm going to get some healthy snacks for the plane, for the kids, whatever. So I end up getting a bag of those like mini meat sticks. I won't say the brand, but you know what I'm talking about. They're just like little. I get in the car And it's like 2:30, and I'm like, I haven't eaten lunch. I had like this photo shoot to do before. I'm starving. So I open the bag of meat sticks, and it's dead hot, obviously, in, summer in Charlotte. So I get this whiff of like major beef stick, like more than normal. And I'm like, okay, something's a little off. So I look in the bag. Guys, I can't even say it. I'm going to throw up. They weren't, what do you call, vacuum sealed properly?
Yeah.
I guess by the manufacturer. They were black and maggots.
Oh, in your car?
In my car. So I throw the bag because I'm like, I'm out of my head.
Yeah.
Do I have time?
Yeah.
Or are we go?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Keep going.
I throw the bag. I stop the car. I'm still in the parking lot. There is someone behind me. I jump out of my car and I'm like, what am I doing? Because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So I get back in my car. I drive back to the store. I get out of my car. I have it in the bag. And I'm like, I'm taking they're $20. So I take them back in and I'm like, I'm just freaking out.
Yeah.
And everyone's freaking out. The manager, everyone's freaking out.
So it drew maggots that quickly.
I
in
don't
the car.
know. Oh, no. Like
it was already in the bag.
They were in the bag.
Oh. It didn't.
Or something. I've never seen a maggot in person, but I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, it was something crawling on it.
You had a bag of maggots in your car.
You bought a bag of maggots.
I bought a bag of maggots.
Oh.
So I take it back and everyone's mortified. I'm like about to throw up. I'm sweating, and they give me my money back. I'm like, I deserve beef sticks for life after this, even though I'm not going to ever touch them again.
So you think that's broken you from ever wanting another beef stick?
The smell was horrendous. I'll never eat another beef stick. It'll be a long time.
Okay. Not even a Slim Jim.
Well, listen.
I mean, these diet ones are one thing, but the Slim Jim.
Yeah, they're special, so we'll see.
Oh, my God. That is so disgusting.
So disgusting.
Ugh, you got a bag of maggots in your car.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
The TJ and Riggins Show is available to stream every weekday around 7 a.m. Eastern at tjriggins.com. Stream it on your phone, on your iPad, in your car, on your laptop at work, or even from your smart home devices. You might be saying, hey, Riggins, I can't listen live. Well, that's not a problem. Listen later as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, or at tjriggins.com. The Week in Review, Group Therapy, the Extra Funny Podcast, the TJ and Jody's House Podcast, all of your favorites every day of the week. Listen live or listen later at tjriggins.com.
Hey, it's TJ, the #1 influencer for Cozy Earth. And, they're having a big thing going on now with summer deals up to 55% off. They say they made too much stuff. Other people say it's overstocked, but Cozy Earth's a little too classy to say that. That's right. So you still get that big 41% discount when you go to tjriggins.com/deals and then use the code TJ at checkout. Cozy Earth is fantastic. Check them out today and save.
Book your stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. That's where all of our guests stay because it's awesome. They've even got 2 spectacular restaurants on site. You're going to love your stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Book your stay today at tjriggins.com/Hyatt.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
The entire internet is doing a finger check today, making sure everybody's got their 10 fingers from the 4th of July extravaganzas that were taking place across the country. Unfortunately, rapper 4Extra, who I had not heard of before, lost most of the fingers on one hand in a firework accident. So he's one person that really, did not do it properly.
Where did that happen?
I did not see where he's from.
That wasn't
4Extra.
Because there was one where they were acting like some teenagers turned fireworks onto a crowd.
Oh,
but maybe that was it, and it was just an accident. And
no, this one was an accident. But they did call it gruesome, from what I heard. So he did lose a bunch of fingers, and it happens every 4th of July. Somebody is playing around with fireworks and loses a
Yeah.
some digits.
Yeah, and you used to not be able to get those big commercial type fireworks unless you had a license to do a show on it. The most dangerous thing used to be a Roman candle, just because it would start a fire. But the explosives they used to put in things like that were and when I was young, you couldn't get access to those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Everything's
like
bootleg.
Yeah, right. It's like military grade explosives now in people's backyards. It's kind of crazy. But one other viral incident from the 4th of July. Guess who showed up at a 4th of July parade? That would be Back It Up Terry and family.
Oh.
He's got his own float in the local parade there. Remember Back It Up Terry?
Yeah.
You better back up, Terry.
He's a pop culture icon.
He is.
And a 4th of July staple.
Yeah. I like seeing him get out there.
Terry in an electric wheelchair that couldn't get out of the way of the fireworks, and they were just going off right beside his chair, and they were yelling, "Back it up, Terry! Back it up! Back it up, Terry! Put it in reverse!
Put it in reverse!" So he never ended up backing it up, but now he's on his own float.
Good for him.
That's something fun.
It's his day.
Yeah, absolutely. From the 4th of July. Love to see it. Ozzy Osbourne, one of the top trending topics. Over the weekend, he performed in his final concert with the original members of Black Sabbath, who are a bunch of old guys now.
Yeah, they've been old for a long time.
I guess so. But Ozzy performed from a throne on stage. He's got Parkinson's now.
Yeah.
But it was a star-studded rock and roll event. They had a bunch of... Steven Tyler came out of retirement to perform a Led Zeppelin song. There was a bunch of people there. Metallica performed. So, yeah.
Good for Ozzy. Good for Ozzy.
I like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
I loved his reality show when I was a kid.
I did too.
Yeah, that was a really, really good one on MTV.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. So Ozzy Osbourne in the news today.
Sabbath!
Sabbath! You are the masters of heavy metal! And then today is also very fitting that it is National Rock and Roll Day. So I don't know that we have many. They always make the argument that there's not great rock and roll anymore.
I don't even know what the definition of rock and roll is.
Yeah, the bands that they put in that category now, they say those aren't real rock. It's like, okay, well, what is the real rock and roll? I don't know.
Yeah, the original rock and roll was R&B, like more of an upbeat, Little Richard and Elvis and Chuck Berry and those types of things. That's what rock and roll was. The Beatles, was rock and roll.
So Imagine Dragons, are they rock and roll?
I wouldn't think. I would think Imagine Dragons would be more of an alternative rock.
Alternative rock, okay.
Yeah.
So,
but what do I know?
I don't know any of the answers to these. Lindsay, you agree though, right?
Same.
Totally.
More TJ and Riggins coming up. Where are these huge discounts on great products? The deals page at tjriggins.com.
Check it out.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Yeah.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
Listen everywhere.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
You probably saw the pictures on our social media at TJ Riggins Show. It's a big day for TJ and family recently. Their youngest child moved out of the house.
Yeah.
And we posted the pictures yesterday on social media of the boxes going into his new apartment and the team from Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress coming over to deliver his new bed. And yeah, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
are we sad? Like, did you cry?
No. But I didn't cry. But Jody is a little bit more taken aback by it. I miss having him at the house all the time. But it's not like he's living in Tasmania or somewhere, he lives across town here in the suburbs. But yeah, I will miss having him in the house because he just graduated college and all that. And his last 2 years of college, he did from home. So we talk about it in our podcast today, Jody and I. But she goes into, more, how more sad and depressed she is about it.
Yeah.
Than she thought she would be.
I get that.
And it's mainly just because of she realizing how old she is.
oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's like holding a mirror up to her.
Oof. I mean, that old gal. She's creeping up there now.
Now, Lindsay, TJ saying that Jody was real torn up about it. I was going to ask you, who do you think is going to take it harder, initially?
Well, I actually thought TJ would
Yeah. And why?
initially. Just I don't know. I guess just having his boy at home,
Yeah.
and especially doing college his last 2 years at home.
Yeah.
That he's been home for,
A minute.
And I tried to talk him out of doing it. So he's staying here to work and save money for a year before he, while he works on his career choices. And I told him he just needed to stay at the house. He didn't need to move into an apartment and all that stuff.
That's interesting.
right.
So once he said no to that, then I just figured he doesn't love me anymore. And why should I even talk about it?
You hate me, don't you? Well, there's some interesting reactions from the post online. Here's what some people said. Michelle said, it's sad when they move out, but they never really leave. They come home and raid the fridge. Shopping at mom's and dad's is the best. So
It's the best.
That's what Michelle says. Now, here's what Rebecca said. Empty nesters. I've been listening to TJ and Jody for over 30 years before they even had kids. And now all those kids are out of the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of wild, right? Mm-hmm. And then Elaine said, you know what? When my kid moved out, I completely fell apart. I literally had to get therapy to get back on my feet.
That's going to be me.
Yeah.
I did think of you, Lindsay.
Yeah, that'll be you when your son goes to kindergarten.
Yeah, because he's the last. Yeah.
The last to go through kindergarten. But she needed therapy. That's next level, don't you think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it's next level. I think it's needed.
You haven't had any moments like that where you thought I need to get some help because this is affecting me too much?
Yeah, just having children.
Really? Just the experience of having the kids in the first place.
Yeah.
But that's because they're bad, not because she's going to be missing them or something.
That is true.
She says they're
Right.
bad.
There's some bad
Right. They're bad.
The baby kid.
They're bad.
Well, good luck with this new change in your life.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
More TJ and Riggins coming up. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. Click the deals button to get all our exclusive best deals anywhere from all of the TJ and Riggins show partners. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
In honor of the 4th of July holiday, here are some facts that they won't teach you in school.
Oh boy.
People think the American dream is all pie in the sky, but there's more up there than just pie.
Right now, get up to 15% off bedroom furniture during our Independence Day sales event. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
What is new radio? New radio is
Streaming everywhere.
listen to the show starting each weekday morning at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Hey. So I know this is probably something that I put way more emphasis on than other people. I mean, you got people that watch the hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July, and it's a staple in our culture and pop culture and all that. And it's fun. And this year, Joey Chestnut was coming back, and he ended up winning. But did he set a new record, or did he just win? I don't think he set a new record. I don't know all that. But the showmanship of this entire production, to me, is old school broadcasting, television, old school radio style, where you take something that's silly and then you build it up as if it's serious, but it's so over the top, then people have to wonder, are you being sarcastic about it, or do you really feel like? I just think that they use all of those tools that I find to be entertaining, when you're playing with an audience. And so Joey Chestnut made his return after not being involved last year because of a dispute. Listen to the way the stage guy, and he's the one that runs this whole operation. Listen to the way he introduces Joey Chestnut.
We are humbled by age in preparation for the great insult of death. But there are those who stand immortal, not through the grace of heaven, but through their own triumphs. I speak of this man!
Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. He's eating hot dogs in a contest.
So dramatic.
Formed from the shards of shattered angels, wielding the white sword of righteousness, standing as quiet as truth. Ladies and gentlemen, while we must all face the dark mountain of night, forsaken and forlorn, alone in the ruins of our own minds, he will never fail or falter, for he defies the ministers of our fate and the limitations of our birth. And he will not stop until he stands side by side with the gods, his glory is strung like beads of light to adorn the arc of history itself. Joey
I love that.
I got goosebumps.
Oh my God.
And Joey Chestnut looked so awkward while he was standing
does.
because he had to be at a certain point. It's like when I say this,
Yeah.
you begin to walk to point B, and you stand there until you hear this, and then you start coming down. And so he's standing there, and he doesn't know what to do while he's standing there.
Doesn't.
Instead of just standing there with his arms down by his side and looking out, like Hercules or somebody, he's kind of trying to pump his fists, and he's nervous and all that. But if he would have just played it out like a professional wrestler would or something.
Yeah.
Match that moment of him doing that. Yeah, that needs a little work. But yeah, I mean, formed from the shards of shattered angels?
Yeah.
Come on.
I am stealing that. Somehow I'll be using that to describe myself.
TJ, Riggins, and Lindsay want to thank you for listening.
Let's go!
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
TJ Riggins Prime Plus members get all of the shows commercial-free, plus a segment called Extra Funny. All for the low price of $4.99 a month or $54.89 for a 12-month subscription. Sign up at the Media Center at tjriggins.com.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show. With TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D Rob. Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Well, my bad luck struck again. Back to the, all the times when I talk about if anybody at the table's order is going to be wrong, it's going to be mine. And, things like that. If little things are going to go wrong, it'll go wrong for me. So Thursday night, the 3rd, was a big fireworks show in the uptown of Charlotte, the big dangerous city. And the other radio stations that I work for in Charlotte, my night job, it was their event. I mean, and they've sponsored this for 50 years in Charlotte. The big fireworks is from WBT Radio. So it was during the Charlotte Knights AAA baseball game. Every show was out there throughout the day, and they did their show live from the ballpark. And then everybody was there to be introduced on stage, and these fireworks and so forth and so on. Sold out place, completely sold out. So I'm excited, but I don't really know what to expect because I've never done this before. I've never done my talk show on location. So I spent all day Thursday. My son was moving into his apartment, and my wife was helping with that. And the only thing I could do was when they were at home, I could help them load. And then I had to go back to work because I was trying to get all of this done. And he had his friends helping him too, so it wasn't like he and his mom were the only ones. But I put all this time into the show because I had to put extra stuff because I didn't know what to expect. So I get out there, and I see the booth, and it's so cool, and I'm all excited. And they put those headphones on me that have the microphone attached to them. You know how broadcasters use in sports and stuff. Yeah. So they put one of those on me and told me that it cost $12,000. And they said, "Wait, I mean $1,200." I was like, "Okay." So I put it on. I'm so excited. And then they start. My show comes on, and I get 2 segments. After the first segment, they start saying it's staticky. They're not getting it clearly back at the studio, and they redid something on the equipment that was at the ballpark. And anyway, it turns out that I had 2 segments in the beginning of the show that were staticky and hard to hear, and then they cut it and went to a best of.
No.
Yeah.
After all that.
Yeah. Everybody else's show came off without a hitch. Right up until the time that I started, and I said, "Well, what's wrong with the is it the Wi-Fi or something?" He goes, "Well, this is pretty hot." And he was touching the little piece of equipment. He goes, "This is pretty hot," meaning I guess it had overheated after being out there all day. And then when it comes time for me, it's just like, yeah.
Fizzled out.
It was embarrassing. He was like,
"You're done."
Only you.
Yeah. We're going to have to scratch it, you know. We're going to get Mike up here for the final decision, but it looks like we're going to have to scratch it.
I hope you haven't prepped very long. Like,
oops.
Yeah.
DJ sounds terrible.
Well, you know, that's part of being the low man on the totem pole.
Hey,
you know,
hot equipment.
The morning show had their stuff just humming right along.
Sure.
Everybody but the lowly old night host on the WBT. Oh, well. I'll know next year not to even attempt it.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it.
This is TJ and Riggins.
Hey guys, I'm not one to sit here and brag about myself. If anything, it's the opposite. But let me tell you how many compliments I've been getting since I've used Love Into Skincare. Their Precious Potion Moisturizer. Ooh, it is so luxurious on your skin. Check it out at tjriggins.com/deals. Code TJ for 21% off.
Hey, it's TJ. My wife Jody and I would never even think of buying or selling a house without using the Temple Team. We've used the Temple Team at Keller Williams Realty for years, and you should too. They are experts, and you are going to love them. Just go to tjriggins.com/Temple Team.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
Well, it's official. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom are done. I'm going to give you a second to just sort of grapple with that news.
Yeah.
And how it's going to affect the rest of your day. I didn't sleep last night. I mean, it's
I knew they were on the rocks, but I didn't know it was official yet.
Yeah, their camp, as they say, is saying they're going to just focus on raising the kid together. But they're not. They were never married.
Yeah.
So they've just got a kid together.
I did hear her say that this was so much better because she didn't want to go through another divorce, and this was a lot easier.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is.
Right.
It's easier to split up when you're not married.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, she was talking about easier on her, not easier on their child.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. That's never easy.
No, it's not. But you know,
but you got to figure though, if you're never going to get married to the father of your child, you don't ever have it. That means that you don't think that y'all are strong enough to be able to get married in a relationship, but you have a kid together. So I don't know.
I don't know what to make of that. He let an astronaut slip through his fingers.
Yeah. And look, I get when you get to be a certain age, you're going to have divorcees and all if you're, dating.
Sure.
But I think when you look at the divorcee's history, like, for example, Orlando Bloom should have looked at her history of weddings and marriage and all that and said, you got married riding an elephant before? Right. I don't think we're compatible.
It's not going to work.
But maybe that he loves elephants. Maybe he was like, oh, my God, I wish I would have thought of that, and you could have been my elephant bride.
Yeah. That would have been sense.
Instead of Russell Brand.
Yeah.
His name that would be my red flag, Russell Brand.
Yeah. his name is Orlando. He's probably used to some wackiness in his life. I mean, if your name is Orlando, you're ready for anything. But she says he's handling it kind of frivolously and he's very immaturely because he's posting on Instagram and things like that.
She said that?
That's the rumor that's out there anyway. That can't be fun. But in more positive, uplifting news, Mel B got married. Remember Mel B from the Spice Girls?
Right, Scary.
Scary Spice got married for the third time to her hairdresser. So,
and doesn't she have a baby with Eddie Murphy?
I believe she does.
A lot of people do, don't they?
I think he's got a lot.
Or all those kids he's got from mostly one?
I don't know.
There's just a handful of mothers on that.
I don't know, but I know he's got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So
Hey, that's the way to go. Marry your hairdresser. That is the way to go because then you have beautiful hair at all times.
I didn't think about it like that. Maybe that is a little built-in bonus to marrying that, occupation.
Unless you decide you don't like the way he's doing your hair anymore, and then you're trying to figure out who you can go to without hurting his feelings or without him finding out.
So that's going to be tricky.
Yeah,
that's going to be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Girl, what are we doing today?" I'm thinking of Bob. Whoa! Slow down. Cutting my hair off now. And then Kelly Clarkson trending today because the first night of her Vegas residency was postponed, and she posted this emotional message on social media saying her voice just isn't ready. And now people are going, "What's going on with Kelly Clarkson? She's dipping out on her daytime show, and now the first night of this Vegas residency, she bails on it."
Yeah, I think her voice is just not ready.
That's what she says.
Yeah,
you think that's the truth?
I don't know. I would think so, yeah.
She doesn't seem like a liar to you.
No, but I really don't keep up with it enough.
Yeah, understood. We got more next.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Prime Plus members get extra funny, commercial-free versions of all the shows and more. Sign up at TJRiggins.com. Thank you for joining us. This is TJ and Riggins. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Baby, let's go.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
TJ's busy, y'all. He's working 2 jobs, and he's moving his kid out of the house, and he's going to baseball games, going to fireworks shows. He's having problems with his equipment. I mean, the man is busy.
Yeah, I got problems with my equipment.
Got problems with his equipment. But then the next day he's out on a boat, and he's with his friends, and he's doing this. He's all over the place. You need to slow down.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know that you have that option, but...
Why do you say he needs to slow down? Maybe this is good for him.
Maybe it is. From my perspective, based on the way how I can see it affecting him in the morning, I think it's just a personal opinion. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I think he needs to slow down a little bit.
Yeah. I do too.
TJ agrees with me, by the way.
I do too, yeah.
For the record, I also think Lindsay needs to slow down because the way she talks about her...
That's not going to happen till my kids are like... That's just not going to happen. I wish.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just think, I know you don't have the option, but the way Lindsay talks about her summer would make you think that she's, working on a second Mount Rushmore. I mean, the girl is stressed out over summer. I don't get it fully, but I also think you need to slow down because you're going to have a breakdown.
Summer is always a stressor because the kids aren't old enough to do camps yet, and they're just hanging on.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I know there's reasons that you're busy. I'm not arguing that at all, but I think if you can find the opportunity to slow down a little bit, it's going to be good for you.
Yeah.
It'll be good for TJ as well.
Maybe go to the beach with your friends. And then after that, have your parents come and meet you at the beach so they can watch the kids and all that, help you during the day, and you can get a little relaxation while your husband's gone or something.
Yeah.
And then maybe just go for a visit out in the country where you're, don't you have, or doesn't Kyle have family way out in the country in Wisconsin where it's peaceful and nice, and there are plenty of people around there to help run after those little darlings of yours?
Yeah.
You should maybe try that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good.
I wish
Just
I had
take a break.
Help. Listen.
Yeah, Lindsay doesn't have nannies and things like that. She does do, all that work herself because her husband
everything.
Everything. She does everything. So it is busy boy, busy girl summer, I think is the official title of the summer. Busy people all around. But, they're already saying this is Bob girl summer. Have you seen that article? This is the summer for girls with bobs. So cut your hair into a bob. I don't know how successful that's going to be.
Well, Lindsay's little girl did.
Yeah.
She got a bob.
I think she started the trend.
Mm-hmm.
She might have started Bob girl summer.
Love it. She just woke up one day and said, Mom, I want short hair this summer. I'm like, okay.
We're doing it, girl.
My wife told her hairdresser just the other day that she wanted to cut it off into a bob, and her hairdresser said, "Oh, no, you look like a mushroom."
She would. I think all bobs look like mushrooms.
She's had that before. I mean, she's had every hairstyle there is.
Yeah.
It's like, as much hair as you've got and as curly as you look like a mushroom. It just poof up on you. Okay.
Maybe Bob girl summer's not for Jody then.
I think she could pull it off easily.
I think she would be fine.
Yeah.
I think she'd be fine. They also say it's sardine girl summer as well. And I thought TJ was on sardines 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. They're not telling me anything.
Nope. Setting the trends.
High protein.
What do you mean? You just ate them?
Eat clean source of protein, yeah.
Oh.
Disney World, he was eating sardines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You're not that busy.
Yeah!
All right, let's go.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to hear the new TJ and Riggins shows, archives, podcasts, watch the show, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
So you've heard me talk about Mandu Charlotte, and now it's your time to go for absolutely free. Mandu Charlotte is an electromuscle stimulation workout. It's only 15 minutes, and it feels like you've been in the gym for hours. You're toner, leaner, stronger. You feel better in your clothes. You look better in your clothes. What's not to love? So check out Mandu Charlotte at tjriggins.com/fitness and get your first session free. Mandu Charlotte.
The perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
I always love these new dating trends. You know, they'll say young people and their new dating trend, the hottest dating trend. And most of the time it's something that has already been, well established in our culture. They're just bringing it back and then calling it something new. But then there are other times when it is new and stupid. This is the hot new dating trend for women is to show up for the first date without their hair and makeup done. Like, never. Here's the real me, take it or leave it. It's supposed to filter out the jerks and help you zero in on the ones who actually like you for you. Plus, guys can get ready for a date in 5 minutes if they want. So why should women have to spend an hour? It's not fair. So women are even taking it a step further by gradually ramping up their makeup they wear on the second date and third dates. And the idea is to just start dolling yourself up once they've proven they're worth the effort. Another reason is it's catching on with the Gen Zers. They're less likely to go on classic first dates like dinner and a movie. They're more likely to do casual stuff like hiking or wear makeup, where makeup seems unnecessary.
Hiking on a first date? Come on.
Mm-mm.
You want to go hiking? Oh, my goodness.
Man,
it makes you seem like you don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, put your best foot forward. What's wrong with that?
Now, if the situation were reversed and men said that they would like on a first date, I want to make sure that she comes with no makeup so I see what I'm really getting.
Please.
How would that be treated? How would that be received in the world?
Mm-hmm. Not well.
Yeah, I want to see her without makeup because I want to know what she really looks like. What the makeup is enhancing.
Yeah.
I want to make sure the makeup is just enhancing what she has and not creating something she doesn't.
Right. Fantasy.
Yeah. If men said that was the new trend,
you better come
forget
here
it.
without a stitch of makeup on. I better not see nothing. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But you know my theory, and I know everything there is to know about women. Women will go to every length they possibly can go to wear pajamas out of the house or wear pajamas all day. And that's what this is leading to. I'm even just wear my pajamas on the first day. I'm going to give him the real me at my worst, and then he can like me at my best later. They just want to wear their pajamas all day by any means necessary.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
New radio is your new marketing, advertising, and influencing dream option. Go to tjriggins.com/explosion. The future of advertising is here. tjriggins.com/explosion.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show with TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D Rob.
Sets the tone for my day.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Here's a fun little story out of China. A 33-year-old man in China showed up at the ER with a live eel swimming around in his abdomen.
Ooh.
No.
Officials didn't say how it got in there, but it started in his colon and chewed its way through his intestines. Ugh.
Oh, God.
I know. But I read through the article, and it's almost as if they suspect that he was swimming somewhere in a natural body of water, and the thing made his buttocks a house.
Whoa!
Made its new house.
Oh no!
Oh.
That is so disturbing.
And how fast must that happen if that's the way it went down?
Yeah, come on.
I mean,
No.
That's bad business.
Yeah, like a speeding bullet
through
the water.
Oh my God.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I wish there was a
What-
way
what
to
are we
do
not-
an experiment to see how many times you could catch it before it actually went all the way there.
Come on.
Oh no!
I mean, I think I could grab it right as I start to feel it.
Yeah.
On my leg.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, unless it was launched from some sort of a missile launcher thing with a sight on it.
Yeah, I was picturing it being just like, I don't know how small they are, but then growing inside of his body.
Oh, maybe that's a good thought, Lindsay. Because the thing is big. I'm looking at a picture of it. Yeah, and I'm thinking there's no way that would even touch me without my knowing and being able to sling it off somehow or another. So maybe it was a little tiny, like a tadpole looking thing, until it started growing into what looks to be about 2 feet long, 2 to 3 feet long.
And the eels are so scary looking.
Yeah.
That's one of the scariest looking sea creatures.
Ugh.
Oh, dude. And then it chewed through his colon and
Yeah.
chewed through his intestines.
Yeah.
Holy.
Mm-hmm.
They're mean. You've seen Little Mermaid. They're mean.
They're mean.
Yeah, good point.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Let's go.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. The TJ and Riggins Show, Extra Funny, The Week in Review, and all the new and past podcasts. Listen, fast forward, download, and share. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Table & Twine in Charlotte, North Carolina brings delicious chef-prepared meals right to your door. And this summer, Table & Twine allows you to spend less time in the kitchen and more time making memories with the people you love. TJ and Jody have been using Table & Twine for a while, and they just absolutely rave about it. Everything's made with fresh seasonal ingredients, and it's ready in just 20 minutes. They can even be customized for parties or lake days and special celebrations, and it's all so delicious. Check out the menu and pick your meals at tjriggins.com/table-and-twine.
Hey, TJ and Riggins TV is sponsored by Cozy Earth. I'm their number one influencer, you know. So go to Cozy Earth by hitting up tjriggins.com/deals and then use the promo code TJ to get 41% off.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
This is a weird one. Rush Hour is trending. It's a reference to the movie because people are saying that they tried to watch Rush Hour, you know, the movie with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to watch it on the USA Network, and this was the message displayed on the screen. We all love our 90s buddy comedies, but this movie was created in a different time. FYI, certain depictions, language, and humor may seem outdated and at times offensive. And people were all saying, this is Rush Hour. Rush Hour is considered offensive now, and they're blaming it on Gen Z, but I don't know that that's accurate. I think there's probably people in all age demographics that now get offended by a lot of different things.
Was it racial humor? Because I've never seen Rush Hour.
It was so long ago when I saw it. I loved it when I was young. It was probably out in the late 90s. I don't remember I couldn't even tell you, but probably. I mean, I remember that being a joke between Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, you know, always pointing out the differences between themselves. But I mean, it's a buddy, you know, cop comedy kind of thing.
Right.
So I guess it's just the world we live in.
See, I never watched it, so I figured the racial humor came from both of them making fun of white people constantly.
Honestly, I don't remember.
That's why I never watched it.
The only thing I remember from it is Chris Tucker saying, "You never touch a black man's radio."
Okay.
So don't touch a black man's radio.
Yeah, maybe that's what set him off. So, but you might just want to get used to some of these messages before movies are aired on television.
And you never have you, since you saw that, Rob?
No, I refuse.
Never touch a black man's radio.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Speaking of movies, Jurassic Park had a huge holiday weekend, $150 million, although it wasn't one of the biggest openings for any of the Jurassic Park movies. There's been 7 of them now, but a lot of families took their kids to it. A lot of reviews say it's not very good, but does that even matter at this point?
No, it doesn't.
It's a summer blockbuster. Is it supposed to be good even? I don't know.
I saw F1 over the weekend.
How did you like it?
It was pretty good. It was too long. It was 2.5 hours long.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
It's like Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying Brad Pitt is trying to make everybody forget all the nasty things he did when he was with Angelina Jolie on this latest press tour.
By how? By working?
By
taking jobs as an actor?
Trying to come across as like a more affable and like the lovable guy that you always knew, but a lot of people won't let him live that down. That, you know, pretty nasty incident if you believe the court records.
Yeah. Well.
So he did have some success with this movie.
Yeah. But is that his goal, though?
That's what they say.
People are stupid.
That's what they say. We got more next.
More TJ and Riggins coming up. Make your company part of the new radio explosion. Go to tjriggins.com/explosion. Thank you for joining us. This is TJ and Riggins. Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
Listen everywhere.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
My name is Riggins, and I've got a few bad habits, and I'm trying to give up one of them in 2025. And in full transparency, one of the habits I'm most embarrassed by is that I vape. And I used to be a smoker. I was a cigarette smoker from the age I was, 15 probably, until close to 30. And then I moved into an apartment where there was no smoking, not only even out on your patio, but you couldn't even smoke on the block. Like I lived in one of these very
bougie.
Yeah, maybe in one of these cities that don't allow cigarettes anywhere. So you couldn't even just walk outside and go smoke. So I had to make a change and I switched to vaping, which they, I guess, allow. It is embarrassing and I'm not proud of it. The other day I had to go into the vape shop and there's normally one young woman working in there. She's the manager. And she was not there this last time I went in. And it was a new young woman who called me doll face like 5 times while checking out.
Love that.
Doll face?
Doll face.
Love that.
Who's maybe 22. It was just a lot to take in. But anyway, I went to go buy the juice that you got to put in your vape thing. And she said, you're the only person that buys this. And it's a brand of juice that comes in the vanilla flavor. She said, you're the only person that buys this. And I said, actually, I know that because they carry it just for me. And I thought, that was sort of the watershed moment where I said, this is not okay. Has a store ever carried something specifically for you?
No. Not that I can think of.
Lindsay?
I wish, but I don't think so.
It's just a shame that it's such a dirty kind of thing that they have to, I think it would be kind of cool if you went to a store and they're like, we carry this for you because you're such a loyal customer. And you're like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
The problem with me is that it's something that's harming me.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, it's a trashy thing.
I didn't want to use the word, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, it would be cool if like a clothing store carried something just for you or whatever.
Whatever. Literally anything. Literally any store carrying something for you specifically would be really cool. But it falls in like the very few categories. The only other place I can think of is like the liquor store carrying the cheapest kind of vodka because they know you're buying it all the time. Or I can't even think of another one. Maybe a strip club hosting some woman with like a really odd look to her or something. She's like, we only bring her in because when you come in, you're a good tipper. But she does, have 2 heads or whatever it is. I don't know. But I'm working on it. It's 2025. I'm trying to do it.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
The TJ and Riggins Show is available to stream every weekday around 7 a.m. Eastern at tjriggins.com. Stream on your phone, on your iPad, in your car, on your laptop at work, or from your smart home devices. And if you can't listen live, that's not a problem. Listen later as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, or at tjriggins.com. The Week in Review, Group Therapy, Extra Funny Podcast, the TJ and Jody's House podcast. So many great things to listen to every day of the week. Listen live or listen later at tjriggins.com. It's easier than ever to enjoy the show. tjriggins.com.
In honor of the 4th of July holiday, here are some facts that they won't teach you in school.
Oh boy.
The powdered wig trend was actually started by our national bird, the bald eagle.
Right now, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic mattresses during our Independence Day sales event. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
Get your tickets for the Ladies' Night Out Makers Market and Fashion Show benefiting Livestrong at the YMCA. It's happening Friday, August 22nd from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Mount Holly Municipal Complex, hosted by the Stowe Family YMCA. Get your tickets now at tjriggins.com/YMCA.